how to ensure that you achieve your goals. Keep watching. This is Life Mastery Gym. I'm Damon, and I teach people just like you cutting-edge NLP processes and techniques so that you can master your life and take charge of your destiny. So if that sounds good, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can get these videos on a regular basis. It's no secret that in order to achieve your goals, that you need to be persistent. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand how to create that persistence when you are focused on achieving a goal. What I'm going to show you in this video is what I use not only with my clients to help them achieve goals, but also what I use for myself when I want to achieve a goal. And it pretty much sets it up for you that there is no way to fail. Before we dive into this, I would like to hear from you. So in the comments below, let me know what it is that gets in the way of you achieving your goals. I will respond to you, and I might also make a video about whatever it is that's getting in your way, whatever that obstacle is. So what really is persistence? Like, why does it seem like you have persistence for some things and for some things that you don't? Or why do some people seem to be really, really persistent and some people are not? So people talk about a big why. You got to know your big why. And you hear that a lot from a lot of gurus. And then they kind of just leave it there. Like, go find your big why. And you go, oh yeah, I need to find my big why. Well, how do I do that? How do I elicit that, my big why? I know I just want this goal. I want to achieve this goal. So in NLP, we have a very specific process for doing that. We call that values elicitation. And when you do a values elicitation on a goal that you want to achieve or something, that you want, what you're doing is you're going beyond the thing. You're going beyond the achievement and finding out what's really driving you to want that. Your values are what drives your every decision, not just when you want a goal. Every decision you make is driven by a value. And most of our decisions that we make are completely unconscious. You don't even know what the value is that's driving it. And that's what kind of puts us on autopilot. And that's why NLP can be so powerful, is because with NLP, we take these internal processes and make them conscious again, so then we can get more clarity and then sometimes make changes. So you want to know why you want this goal. And how you do that is to ask yourself, what will having this do for you, or what's important about getting it? And keep asking that question over and over until you go very, very deep into you. What will happen is you'll go to some really core values and you'll discover why you're wanting it. And what you also might discover is that maybe you don't really want it. And that's a great thing to discover. People might think, well, no, I don't want to find out that I don't really want this. I really want this. It's like, no, if you don't really want it, you don't really want it. What will happen is you'll realize that a lot of times you're pursuing something because other people value it. And that's no good reason to pursue something, unless you also too want it. But that's what you want to get clear about. You want to get clear about your own values, not, oh, I want this because other people value it. No, that's not a good enough reason to achieve a goal. The reason you want to achieve anything or go after anything or pursue something is because it aligns with one of your core values. And when you do that, persistence is pretty easy. That is what motivation is, by the way. That's natural motivation. You don't think about it. You have that clarity about what you want. You just go for it. Again, if you're going after something because someone else values it, that's a lot of times why people quit. They go after something and they forget what really they started pursuing it for to begin with. And because other people value it is usually, especially if it's a big goal, just because other people value it, it's not a good enough reason. It's not a big enough why. You'll eventually quit because it's not going to fulfill you if it's not fulfilling one of your values. If you're fulfilling other people's values, good luck with that. It's not going to give you enough fulfillment and satisfaction to pursue it. But when you're pursuing something that is in alignment with one of your values, even before you achieve the goal, the pursuit itself is very fulfilling, rewarding, and satisfying. And so the goal just becomes a stepping stone, just a target to hit while you're going in that direction anyway, towards what you value. And the second thing is resistance. When you decide you want to achieve a goal, Is there any resistance? Is there any hesitance? Is there anything that comes up in you and says, well, I don't know if I want to do that. And I don't know if, so it's either I don't know if I want the goal, or I don't know if I want to do the things to achieve the goal. And when you feel this resistance come up, again, you want to check in with this. You don't want to just push this away. You want to get clear about what that resistance is, because behind that resistance is also a value. We call that a positive intent. Even though resistance sounds negative, it actually, behind it, there's always a positive intent. There's a part of you that might have some concern about this, as in that concern might be, you might be pursuing something that's not really one of your values, or a goal that doesn't really serve you or serve your values. It might be that you're trying to please other people. And so that resistance comes up and says, hey, let's not do this. Let's focus our attention somewhere else. That's one reason resistance might come up, but you might have other reasons. There might be you fear disappointment, and then we want to turn that into the positive, and positive intent, and state that in the positive. So maybe this part of you is trying to protect you, and that's good to know. You want to acknowledge that part, and you want to integrate that part into your pursuit. Okay, well, how do I pursue this and protect myself at the same time, so that this part of you is not disconnected from you? This part is fully integrated, and it's fully on board with the goal that you want to achieve. And so when you know the value you're pursuing and you clear out this resistance, wow, this really takes us to a whole new level. And again, the motivation, it just grows, and what you see is a very clear path to getting what it is that you want. And so persistence isn't about willpower. Persistence isn't about self-discipline. Persistence is about being very clear about what you want and clearing out the resistance. And last but not least, do not become attached to your strategy. This is a huge mistake a lot of people make. And one of the reasons why people become attached to a strategy is because they're not clear about their values, and they have that resistance that has not been integrated. So because they lack a clear direction or a clear why as to what it is that they want, and they haven't dealt with that resistance and integrated it, there's a tendency there to be sort of in the dark about pursuing this goal, and it feels shaky. So what does a person do? They latch on and attach themselves to the strategy. They've come up with the strategy, and that's what they're very clear about. That's what they're very conscious about. They're not very clear about the value or values that's driving the goal, or they want to achieve the goal. And they're still battling with this inner resistance. So everything becomes about the strategy. And so that when you're in a situation like that, you're so unlikely to let go of the strategy, because if you let go of that strategy, it feels like you have nothing. It feels like it rips the foundation out from underneath you. But your strategy is not a foundation. Your strategy is something to be tested over and over and over. And you want backup strategies. Never become attached to a strategy. A strategy is only there as a plan, as a step-by-step process for you to experiment with and try. But if it is not working, throw it out. Just get rid of it. And so one thing that will block your persistence in achieving a goal is by being attached to a strategy that's not working. And the only way to find a strategy that's working is to test several strategies. The first strategy you come up with probably will not work, especially if it's the first time you're pursuing this goal. So you have to be adjustable, you have to be flexible, and this gets so much easier. It's so much easier to be flexible when you're very clear about the direction you want to go in. You're very clear about the values that are driving you wanting to achieve this goal. And even more so when you've dealt with that resistance and you're not having to fight against that resistance. So you're very clear, the direction is clear, the pathway is clear, all parts of you are on board because there's nothing resisting it. Then the strategy is just, you try it out, doesn't work, throw it out. You try something else out, doesn't work, throw it out. It becomes so easy. You realize that strategies are so disposable. And that's the way that you should treat strategies, is that they are disposable. So when you do these three things, you've cleared that path. All parts of you are on board with this. There's no inner conflict, there's no inner resistance, and your strategies are just disposable. You're trying, you're experimenting, you're taking whatever works and you're throwing out whatever doesn't work. And that progress will give you momentum. That progress will be so motivating that persistence is not even something you have to think about. It just happens. Now that you know how to be persistent in pursuing your goals, why not throw some gasoline on this fire? Why not fuel this even more? And what I mean is, why not add some more NLP techniques to this? So what I've done is I've created a 4-part video series on more NLP techniques, more on getting clear about what it is that you want and how to make that happen. And this 4-part video series is free. In the description right here below, there's a link, and then also pinned to the top of the comments right here, there's a link there, and you just click that link. You get immediate access to the first video, and then over the next few days, the other videos will follow. If you like this video, make sure you click like, and if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button and clicking that bell so you'll be notified when new videos come out. If you know of a friend or a family member who you think would like this video and who would benefit from this video, make sure you share it with them. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.